So, for the next 40 minutes, we will be focusing on something around data discovery and how it is linked with the modern day impact assessment. I represent Lab Systems. Lab Systems, as a company established in 1989, purely focuses on digital forensics. We earlier started in 1989 as an analytical instrument company, and since 1989, we have been involved in different kinds of analytical instruments. Since 2001, our focus, thanks to our managing director and the founder of the company, Mr. S. Venkatesan, we have dwelled deeply into digital forensics only. So any kind of digital evidences that you find in any crime scene, whether it is a civil, criminal, or a corporate kind of an investigation, each of the digital devices are our area of interest. We have been empaneled with major law enforcement agencies, and our reports have stood the test of the court as well. In terms of our model, we get empowered thanks to our partner ecosystem. There are different solutions that we use for different types of evidences. Today, the focus is on MyFRT, but these are we do gun ballistics, audio forensics, narcotic samples, and many others. In terms of our capabilities as an organization, it is an end-to-end organization to understand what evidence can be touched, what evidences should not be touched, understanding the legal hold of the evidences, whether it is a BYOD device or whether there is necessary consent and everything. Identification of the evidence, where the evidence exactly gets stored. In the world of cloud service providers, Internet of Things, the evidence is distributed drastically. Once the evidence is identified, we make sure to collect and preserve it with respect to forensic standards, process it with respect to the modus operandi of the crime investigation, and we then review it with our law firms, scientific officers, and everything through our reviewing platform, and then necessary reports and presentations are getting produced. So this is a continuous process in terms of any kind of an forensic investigation. So now coming to why do we need digital forensics with respect to the new DPDP law? I'm sure everyone in this call today, thanks to Navi sir, we also consume a lot of content put on the open source platform by Navi sir to enlighten ourselves with respect to data privacy and protection. So why is digital forensics required is something, two things in fact. The first part is the surveys that happen in terms of the claim which is done by the organization, any kind of an organization, with respect to where their data is, what their data, encryption standards, security policies, and everything is there, what is written. And the second is what is actually there. With respect to security policies, the auditing was much more easier because a security audit only consists of looking at the protocols and security policies which are getting inferred onto the any kind of an application. But with respect to data privacy and protection, the amount of data, the locations inside an infrastructure are just too much. There is private information in emails. There is private information in example an SAP, Oracle, Zoho kind of a database, and different kinds of location. So our process is to ensure that we use a very integrated approach. So there are two products that we will touch base today. The Nirik scan, which comes from an Indian word called as Nirikshan. So to do Nirikshan, to do assessment, it is a 12-step assessment protocol which allows the user to understand where in the infrastructure, what kind of data risk is present with respect to privacy and just loose files present anywhere. So that is a complete detailed analysis, which is the assessment. To close this loop and make it robust, we have a second layer, which is there of forensic discovery, data discovery using MyFRT. MyFRT stands for the Mine First Responder Tool. So whenever there's an incident, the first responder who gets to the scene, whether the first auditor or a first forensic officer, is someone, a user, which we would like to empower using this tool. To understand more about these two products and putting it into a comparison kind of a role. So Nirikshan is more like a form-based impact assessment where all the data is coming into a workflow kind of a manner. All this is on premises. None of the data goes onto the cloud. MyFRT is also 100% on premises. So this has e-discovery and forensic based rules for keyword search, regular expression search, like you want to find Aadhaar cards, PAN cards, and all those in PDF, images, and different data sets. MyFRT empowers that. So it is two different engines focused on two different mechanisms, whereas Nirikshan focuses on the human and taking input from humans. The MyFRT focuses on taking input directly from the core system. So, in terms of an investigator auditor perspective, there are majorly three parts to solve a Rubik's Cube, and these are governed by multiple sides as well. So, people use technology to do a certain operations. When we look at forensic, we look at people using technology to do a certain kind of processes, which is forensic processes. Technology and operation generally have a set of rules which have to be proved in the court of law. Any kind of operation that we do using technology, a forensic operation, should be relevant to that particular case, should be admissible in the court of law, and should be verifiable by any other person using the same set of evidences. And when we look to investigate people and operations, we try to do in terms of identifying the risk protocols, pattern recognitions, and process controls which are already been implemented in that organization. So next few slides will be focused on solving this Rubik's Cube with respect to data. So let us look at a real life scenario. So we do an impact, and why is so I'm first trying to, before we start with the demonstration of the actual product, we are trying to focus on why do we actually need a double two-way approach kind of a thing. Before we proceed, sir, am I audible? The screen is seen rightfully. I can continue.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, great. So example, you do an assessment of identifying where the data is there, and you do a very robust kind of an assessment by interviewing multiple stakeholders in different departments. So example, the HR department says that we do not take any medical record, and it is stated in assessment report of Nirikscan or any other. Different people can use different assessment platform. It is the intelligence derived from the assessment that is required in data discovery, and MyFRT is completely agnostic in terms of that. So the HR states that. So what MyFRT does is MyFRT takes this inputs and goes to different servers which are configured at the time of starting of the data discovery exercises. Sorry. And it tries to look out for data. It performs optical character recognition. It performs keyword search. It uses artificial intelligence, on-premises artificial intelligence. And then it says, oh, you might have said in the report that you have no medical data of the customer or the employee coming in, but there is a certain set of records which are there. If it is encrypted in nature, that means the policies are rightfully implemented and there is no containerization or quarantization of the assets that needs to be done. But if an optical character recognition can work on it, if a keyword search or a regular expression can identify those information, then that means it is saved inside a raw format. So all this comes as a correction report as well of where the data is present and how it has to be further quarantined, and ensure that the stakeholder here answering understands where the data is as well, such that in a continuous model, the risk is overall reduced after multiple implementations. So we are powered by large language models. Earlier, if you have to look at 800 emails, 10,000 emails, it was a purely heuristic model where a human being used to sit, or it used to take keywords and other expressions to search. So with respect to the advent of NVIDIA GPUs and different large language models, we are now able to process all the information on top of a large language model and properly give different kind of information with respect to emails, sentiment analysis, object detection, face detection. So like we have personal identifiable information with respect to different kind of biometrics as well, whether it is audio biometric, video biometric, a fingerprint, photographs and all that. So we are able to identify the necessary faces inside that, do a deepfake detection and say, okay, this is a real person, this photograph is seen, so now you have to quarantine this as well. So in terms of MyFRT, it is to validate the reality coming from all kind of possible sources. We do not have we do not have any kind of limitations in terms of data input. We process any data, Oracle data, different kind of data inputs through our integration with Airflow. We have emails, documents, and different kinds of forensic artifacts which can come from a mobile phone. So you can use MyFRT to identify uh, private information or personal identifiable information in mobile phones, servers, desktop, and any of the cloud service providers as well. In the demonstration, we will look at how we can look through a Google Workspace kind of an account and extract where the PII is there. So all kind of shadow data, duplicate data, and different kinds of patterns which are being saved. That is something that we are looking at with respect to MyFRT. The entire system is made in India. The data does not go anywhere. It stays inside the system where it is being installed. You have absolute ownership of all your data. No data comes to us. No hidden, you do not require an internet. And it is 100% secure collaboration. So MyFRT also, when you do a large kind of a data discovery in an organization, let us consider a large automotive kind of a person who has thousands of employees. So in that kind of a scenario, the amount of data discovery that will come after going to multiple servers, whether it is structured or unstructured, will be humongous. So there will be multiple reviewers who can look through these data, and we will showcase how it is getting commented and everything inside the system as well. So when you're doing an audit, if you have found some personal information inside a particular server, you need not communicate it via your Teams or any other application. You can comment it inside MyFRT platform as well, such that all data remains in one single application in one single location. In terms of the final deliverable, we have from Nirikshan, we have a 12-part questionnaire, which is question and answers of where the data is, who the data is owned by, what are the policies, what kind of data is there. Then we have all kind of PII, which is our evidence bundle, and all the information that gets exported from the system has a SHA 256 hash value for each and every file, such that it is proved in the court of law beyond reasonable doubt, or it is proven to the stakeholders beyond any reasonable doubt. So MyFRT platform enables forensic officers, auditors, investigators with different kinds of use cases. Each of the user might use a particular feature more compared to another user. All of this is centrally governed. The admin has 100% control of the MyFRT platform. Which user reviews, what kind of data information can be seen, all kind of log is there. You can process multiple types of evidence coming from structured and unstructured data. You can automate your processing because a lot of this has huge information, a SharePoint kind of a folder or a shared folder on Google Drive across an organization has a lot of information. So you can process that automation. We will look at that. You can also take evidence collection from endpoints by installing an agent. Just the way you install an antivirus, you can put agent onto the endpoint, and that will check if there is any personal identifiable information or not. You can do conditional regular expression based keywords. So regular expressions are like, if you have PAN card, a PAN card has a certain pattern, right? Alphanumeric pattern. So we can search for that exact alphanumeric pattern, whether it is there in an SAP database or a PDF file anywhere. And all this is data at rest has protection, and data at transit also has protection. So this is a life cycle view of evidences coming from multiple sources. You can have a DNA is also a personal identifiable information. We support integration of those kind of file formats as well. You have face, signature, all of this personal identifiable information sources. It takes hardware and software tools for specific forensic grade evidence collection. Different end devices will have different methods. So mobile will have a method, a hard disk, pen drive will have a different method, a DNA, a photograph will have different methods. It comes through the forensic analysis tools. A lot of this can be done in MyFRT. We also integrate with third-party system integrators as well. It comes to a central location where the entire analysis, processing, all that happens. And the reviewer, the admin, and the investigator can view it onto one single console. So before we touch this particular point, any specific questions before we get on to because after this slide, we have the demonstration of the software. Anything in terms of clarity anyone needs?
This is Rajkumar. So, couple of questions. So, in terms of connectors, I mean, you did mention about it can connect to the databases or any kind of file servers. What kind of connectors do you use? Is it the native connectors that you have, or it is more the publicly available connectors that are being used?
So these are few connectors that we have built. So something like getting the data from Amazon Web Services platform, S3 buckets, Azure platform, all the cloud service providers. So we have built our own solution which allows you to take the entire dump of information, forensic grade.
Okay.
And there are a few set of database connectors, which are JDBC, ODBC connectors, which are built on top of an ETL tool, which allows us to get the data, indexes inside our system, and then search it.
Okay, thank you. And the other question is that the identification, once the data is identified, is that stored anywhere in your database, or it is just that in the memory and it's displayed or given as a report? So how does that work? I mean, is it really stored outside of the or a copy is being made somewhere in your location?
Absolutely, sir. A copy is being made, an indexed version is getting made because to do query on top of live systems, SAP HANA system or ECC kind of a platform, Oracle database or anything, becomes very heavy because we have to look through each and every table and check whether that information is available or not. So the end server, all the data remains as it is. We are creating a forensic grade replica and bringing it into the server. Again, these servers are also on premises only. This is not on cloud.
Okay, it is just that a version is being made for creating some kind of a proof or some kind of records in future.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
I'm
And also
assuming
for making the analysis process easier.
and I'm
Because
assuming these
yeah,
are in a secured location with necessary access controls.
Absolutely, sir. And this, so example, if you want to install MyFRT, so you take a server, yeah, and if you are a client, a direct client, so if you are a consultant, then you will take that server to the client location. If you are the client, then you will place it in the exact server room where all your other data is there. You will connect this towards your network. It will have access to the database. It will make a read-only query and ensure that all the information from this particular server is coming into your server, structured
Okay.
or unstructured.
Okay. And probably the last question, sorry. Uh, uh, is training the tool with additional expressions or the terms that we wanted to. That can be done as a self-service is how I'm seeing. Say, for example, if you need to, as the example that you mentioned, the Aadhaar card, the numbers that you need to mention are the format of, say, PAN card, those can be added if that is not available. I mean, I'm just throwing an example,
Absolutely, sir.
additional formats that might come in future that can be done as a self-service by the users themselves, or it needs to be through the experts from your side or the product owners from your side have to have do the development.
No, sir. We have a keyword list and that entire feature. During the demonstration, we will surely touch base upon that. So you do not, once you have the system, you are almost independent in terms of from the product provider, sir, us.
Okay. Does this identify and also tag that as certain SPI or PI information, or it is just that's the identification?
So right now it does identification and you can do tagging in terms of bulk tagging as well. And we bookmarking, we call it inside the system. So we can look at that particular set as well during the demonstration, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So, in terms of a regular workflow, so let us consider a single server or a workstation. So, generally, you have a case getting created. You put the all the case planning information. This is where the premises is, what kind of information you are looking to extract, putting the folders from who the consent and the evidence was received, such that here the entire chain of custody information, what you receive in terms of the digital information, is very robust. Then what you do an imaging, forensic imaging workflow, where the evidence and the master copy gets securely saved. Generally, any kind of forensic evidence getting created in digital forensic should always be 1:2. One copy goes as master copy, second copy comes as working copy. You process all the evidences. For processing all the evidences, thanks to the advent of agentic AI, now different AI agents can look through, process different kinds of tasks, utilize different tools, different processing parameters, and ensure that there is a certain kind of inference also getting created. All this information with respect to object detection, scene summarization, natural language, detection, all these comes as input and notes, and the AI, and you can further use that inferences to draft your own report. One clarity, the AI is not generating any report. We are not looking at as AI as an alternative for a human being, but we are looking at AI to enable a particular human being, just like there is calculator. So I have two options. If I want to do mathematics faster, I can hire Shakuntala Devi and I can have her do a certain set of tasks, or I can have a calculator. So an agent is more like a calculator who does only specific tasks. Employee could, also do a certain task of, opening a door or getting an HR interview or something of that sort. But an AI agent purely focuses on particular set of tasks. So that is how we are using AI agents to bring inference and intelligence to the human using the entire software. So we will have MyFRT demo right now.
Vinay,
Uh,
Vinay,
yes, sir.
can you just go back to that previous slide, that slide 16? Yeah. So I understand that master copy, you had mentioned that it is securely saved, correct? Now, as we explained, working copy is to ease your operations, optimize your operations, if I'm right.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now that working copy would also get purged later because you already have a master copy, right?
So working, sorry, sir, I did not get the sentence. Working copy could also.
Working copy, after processing all the evidences, etc., whatever report we needed, what will happen to that data? Will you still retain it as an evidence in the future, or you will purging that out?
So that purging depends upon the case workflow and how much data is there and what is the repeat frequency. So working copies get deleted from the system by the user only. You can
Very well.
delete a
Thank you.
particular case.
That's all I was. Thank you. Please carry on. Thank you.
Sure. So I have Mr. Prithviraj, who will share his screen now and showcase MyFRT. I will give an overview of the user interface and Prithvi will then take it forward from there.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'll just share my screen.
I would request Darsh to be ready with the NIRSCAN user interface as well. After this, we will showcase that as well, Darsh.
Yes. So, everyone. So first, I'll just give a brief workflow demonstration of how we'll acquire data from Google Workspace or cloud acquisition, basically. So this is our own made application, which is my FRT imager. So the first step is we click on cloud acquisition and proceed.
1 second, Prithvi.
Yes.
Can you go back to the previous slide, please? Once the previous option. Can you close this and rerun, please?
Yes.
So we have two applications which Prithviraj is going to showcase. The first application is MyFRT Imager, which is to collect all the information in a forensically sound manner. So you have an ability to do forensic imaging of a Windows, Linux, Mac kind of an operating system. You are able to do cloud acquisition. You are able to get data from a mobile. RAM acquisition, very crucial for malware kind of a cases when you have an attack done on an ecosystem. A lot of time encryption keys and everything are present inside the RAM. So virus attacks and to do any kind of triaging. VMDK, VDI are something which is purely for virtual machines. If you run a virtual machine, you would be aware that VMDK file is something that they give. So we can take an image inside of a server and also create a hash value report. So a lot of time what happens is forensic officers do not need to acquire, they only need to create a hash value report of a particular evidence in a write block format. One bare condition mandatory is that whenever you use this, one, you need to have the consent, and second, if you are connecting anything to your personal device, then there should be a hardware write blocker. Worst case, there should be a software write blocker. If you do not use that, then the evidence can potentially be tampered because all the timestamps, if you directly connect a pen drive to the laptop, drastically changes. So this is in terms of the acquisition, what options we have. Do we have any questions with respect to the acquisition before we get into the process of how cloud data is getting acquired? Okay, great. Prithvi, over to you again. Thank you.
So for cloud acquisition, we'll select cloud acquisition and then proceed. We have different options here. We can select acquisition from Google Cloud Platform, AWS, Google Workspace, Azure, Meta, and multiple other options. So for now, we'll be, for sample, we'll be selecting the Google Workspace. Then we'll proceed. Select the destination folder path, that is where the output will be saved. So just browse. Already create the select the folder and then proceed. So the acquisition part has started. So now just a second.
I mean, Nagendra here. Great question. What do you mean by acquisition in this context, Vijay? How do you define acquisition? Hello?
Hello, sorry, I was on mute and I was talking. Sorry.
Okay.
Sir, in terms of so any kind of cloud service provider, the data access that we have, so each of the data gets stored inside the database. If it is a on-premises kind of a solution, or if it is deployed as a database separately on the cloud, then we are able to get the database level, entry level information directly from the source. Whereas when it is inside a SaaS kind of and software as a service kind of an application, they are conferred by different APIs. So we ensure that we utilize the APIs and get all the information, and the Google Workspace information. It is not just limited in terms of your calendar or the Google Drive files. It is all the information that is available in that particular Gmail account. And when you take, if you take the download from the Google Drive, and there is xyz.pdf, the hash value report that it comes from directly downloading it versus what it is from acquired, both will have the same SHA-256 hash value.
Vinay Murugan this side. Can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Basically, you are creating a working copy and a master copy. That is what you call this as acquisition.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, Prithvi, you can.
Yes,
So
so,
it will take time depending upon
Yes, sir.
how much data is there, what is the processing server, what is the bandwidth. So we are limited by the hardware limitations. So once that entire thing is done, it will be saved inside a particular folder with the hash value report. Prithvi, if you can showcase the disk lab now.
Yes, sir.
Prithvi, can you quickly showcase the mobile acquisition as well and the consent? इसको, if you can later, इसके बाद भी बता सकता है process होने के बाद.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there any kind of a matching criteria between the source data and the downloaded data? On what basis you conclude that yes, we are 100% sure that the downloaded data is 100% proper?
We do hash value based verification, sir. So all
okay.
the files that we get from a Google Drive or a Box account, hash verification happens at two levels. It happens before the acquisition starts and after the acquisition is completed. So both the hash values and the count of files has to match, else it will give an error.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So it applies to public cloud or only private cloud, if that is the case, or doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter, sir. We are dependent on connectors, sir. So we. Yes, Prithvi, thank you.
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. So are you taking on, or should I start giving the introduction?
I'll just give a brief overview. You can take to the PII ka case exactly.
Right. Yeah.
This is the entire MyFRT Disk Lab kind of a dashboard, which is used for e-discovery. This is example working on a single workstation at the client location. And you can see through what is the resource utilization. The calendar showcases what kind of cases were processed when, and the case or recent cases overview gives you all the cases which you have added for e-discovery. In the case manager, so left hand side, before we get into the entire thing, so you have, it is divided into three major parts. The first is the processing part, everything. And for us, the processing is post acquisition now. Acquisition is altogether a different workflow, which is done in MyFRT Imager. MyFRT Disk Lab does the processing in terms of expanding of file, parsing of file, and finding information in that. Then we have the analysis part. Analysis is the area where you're trying to find needle in the haystack. The data, if you look at your own mobile phone, we have lakhs of photographs just inside our WhatsApp folder. And there's a lot of PII everywhere. So finding, it is not just finding needle in the haystack, it is finding needle in the haystack of needles actually. So filter and analysis, keyword list. Sir asked about how we can, create those keywords on the fly as well. So keyword list inside analysis, the first option, allows you to create multiple keyword list. There are multiple other options in terms of viewing the data, which Prithvi will show later. And also the reports part. So reports are divided into two parts. Bookmark is something which you have classified as PII or relevant to your investigation as a lawyer. And reports are something which is forensic grade, hash value verified kind of a report, which is completely automated. And there are different kind of automated reports. Prithvi, if you can create a particular case, add a
Yes.
evidence, showcase the processing, please.
Okay, sir. So this is the case manager, where you can click on create case and you will be able to create the case folder. So we'll just give a case name. Fill in the case description if you have any brief description about the evidence or the case detail. Select the case categories. So we have different categories like data theft, fraud investigation, malware analysis, e-discovery, system misuse, network intrusion, or you can select others. For now, we'll be selecting e-discovery. Select the internal case folder where the internal case files will be stored. So I just cannot because I'm using a remote desktop. So for now, we'll just skip this part.
Darsh, can you help him?
I think he is stuck with AnyDesk. He needs to restart his AnyDesk.
Yes, I'll just restart. For case creation, I'll just create it on my own desktop. Yes. So we'll give the case name, the case description, select the category, that is e-discovery, select the internal case folder where the case files will be stored, and the data export folder and the backup folder is also auto created in that. You can also fill in the scientist name and the review name. For now, I'll just write my own name. Number of evidences in count. So this is 1. File docket number is nothing but the FI number. So you can fill in again the evidence number itself. So over here we'll just number it 1 to 1. Enter any tag. So if you have any tags relating to the evidence or the case folder, we'll just proceed. We do not. If you have any attachments related to the case folder or related to the case or evidence, you can attach it. For now, we'll just click no. After clicking,
Prithvi, just to add in that 1 second, I would like to add here. So attachments are important for chain of custody, consent, and everything. So whosoever has given that device or handed over, so having all that information in one single place, when you have multiple cases happening, becomes very easy. And when you add a particular attachment, we calculate the hash value report and all that inside. And whenever you export the report as well, these attachment and the information in that gets also exported.
Yes. So after going further, we'll be seeing a preview of all the case details you filled, and we'll save and proceed. So yes, so now your case has been successfully created. In evidence manager, next step is going to the evidence manager, where different types of evidence, you'll be uploading evidence to the case folders. So we'll just click on load evidence. So we for now are you we can
E01, we can do an E01 as well for showcasing, because it will showcase deleted data and multiple other options between.
Okay, sir. Yeah. So for now, just select E01 for Windows.
E01 is a forensic container. It is like a zip file. So any kind of device, when it is forensically acquired, generally E01, DD, and different file formats are there. We support all of that.
Right. So I've selected the E01 file. Then we'll go proceed. Select the case where I want to assign the evidence itself. So I just created this case. So I'll assign this evidence to this case, the evidence name, and give the evidence the name, the examiner name and the review name autofilled. Give evidence a number. Any information regarding or brief description about the evidence itself, you can fill in here. And also select the output folder of the case. So I'll just create an output folder. Select this folder. If you have any photos of or any attachments relating to the evidence, you can also attach that to over here. If you have any incidents time of any incident times of the evidence you've collected, so you can also attach that incident time available over here.
So the incident time, so we have a reviewer platform as well. And the Ramaswamy case in the High Court with respect to privacy during an investigation requires now to have privacy enhanced technology in terms of reviewing, such that a forensic officer is only looking at information which is relevant to the case and not irrelevant information. So incident time, keyword list, and all these information, what is going inside in terms of the photos and case information are being utilized to ensure that the reviewer only gets to see what is relevant to the case.
Right. Next, we click proceed. So this is giving us a brief review of what processes we'll be selecting to the evidences. So by default, all the hash values will be calculated at the time of reporting and while reviewing, filtering, and analysis. So we've selected perform deleted data recovery, perform file carving, processing, analysis, and discovery part, which consists of system artifacts, internet artifacts, auto filter data, file signature analysis, and discovering and tagging of all index data. Exclusions: if any certain size of a file you want to exclude, you can exclude it. Like if you do not need any such files which are below 10 KB, so I'll just fill in 10 over here and exclude that. Any extension which I'm not interested in filter and analysis part later on after processing and indexing, I'll be adding that too. So for now, if for example I do not want PDF files to be analyzed, I'll just add PDF and that will be excluded. Any export, we can also export the exclusions that I've selected over here. And auto exports, so I can export directly the whole folders or all system files or browser artifacts or different types of artifacts found in the evidence. And auto reports, we can also directly export the whole report. Just like I said, we can directly export the whole auto reports, like all system files, mail artifacts, browser artifacts, or anything which you have found important and you have bookmarked it. And if you want, we can also make a report out of that. So for now, I'll just click proceed. This is a custom keyword option. So if you have any keywords, you can directly fill in any keyword directly from here.
And
Or
these
if you
are
have,
more like a case intelligence, which is available, or customer, you have a certain set of keywords which comes from, you want to not just identify keywords in an investigation, but maybe you want to identify patent files that in an organization who is looking at the patent files and other things. So those kind of keywords for discovery can also be put, which are relevant for that specific cases on the fly.
right. Yes. So if you have minimum amount of keywords list, so you can directly edit from here. Or if you have a pre-existing keyword list which you have. So as you can see, I've already added some list, but you can also add more if you have. So I've added this list. So I just select this, and if you want to run any optional analysis, so we have OCR, that is optical character recognition, which extracts text from images and scan documents for searchable content in keyword searches, and also extract the metadata extraction from documents. So we can also select this. So now I'll just go and proceed with this. So this will give you a whole preview of what all the processes I've selected, such like deleted data, file recovery, carved files. I want system artifacts, internet artifacts, etc. And also showing me the resource availability, that is the CPU percentage usage, RAM usage, and GPU. After clicking proceed, the processing and the indexing will start. So for now, actually, I'm low on space on my own laptop, so that won't work. But I can just give you a brief overview. So after clicking the proceed, what will happen that the process will get started, and all the evidences which any evidences which you proceeded for processing will be shown here. And if you want to have a detailed view, we can go on process logs and go to view detail, and you will be able to see the different types of processes that you have selected, the status, the progress, and the elapsed times, and the last updated time. Next is adding a keyword. So as you can see, I've already added 3 keywords. So all the added keywords will be shown here. We can add keywords from keyword list. Select a keyword list name. So I can name any keyword. Or you can also import a keyword. So for now, must be the, just a second.
Retype them.
So there, I imported the keyword. So I had a 658 keyword list, which I already made. So I just added that. I'll select the case, select the evidence. For now, I haven't processed the evidence. So I'll just carry on with different one. Yeah, discovery. Go to the select the evidence. Give the keyword list a name, that is discovery. Give a brief, enter the description of the keyword list. So
Different people give us the keyword list as well, right? We get keyword list from a different set of sources. So that sourced information or whatever is information required to understand why did you add this keyword or who gave this keyword. So that can all go into that description.
Yes, and click on save.
Okay, one more,
Yes.
once more, please add keywords. Once more, I wanted to touch base or something.
Yes.
So we have two kinds of options in terms of keywords. So you can see the match whole word option and the fuzzy search option. So match whole word is what happens when you have Vinay being correctly written as Vinay, but if there could be a spelling mistake, Binay kind of a thing. So those kind of fuzzy search are also being considered. So you can do fuzzy search, you can do word as it is, capitalizations with capitalizations without. So all that can be done.
Yes, sir. Next part is the
And analysis is the holy grail. where you get an entire overview of the evidences or the digital artifacts in one single place. You have the case overview, the evidence overview, and the artifact overview onto the dashboard. Prithviraj, if you can showcase Google acquired data and
Yes,
something of that sort or anything PII you have.
yes, I have. I'll just go to the index server again and check that. Just a minute. Give me a minute.
And for everyone on the call, all of this software made in India, made in Mumbai, and it is currently being used by the Computer Emergency Response Team of India, Delhi Police. A few of our software being used with Mumbai Police and different forensic science laboratories and law firms as well for reviewing. Thus, while Prithvi is getting ready, um, Darsh just dropped off, I think. Hmm.
No, sir, I'm here. Hello.
Darsh, I hope you're ready, right?
I think you were presenting, right?
Ani, Prithviraj is presenting. He's in a minute. He's presenting. He's just making the
Just a
AnyDesk
minute.
connection
Yes.
for the impact assessment.
Okay. So this is, I don't know. I'm not got the permission, but I'll just showcase the PI word
You
list.
can showcase it on your laptop and
Yes, I'll
this
just
is the
showcase it
analysis on
on my
another.
laptop. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the filter and analysis part.
We cannot see your screen currently, Prithvi.
Yes. Now is it visible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So first, we do see the case overview. That is simply the case folders that we've created, and the evidence overview contains the evidences that we've uploaded in that particular case folder. So we can upload multiple evidences in a single case folder. So we'll go and click Start Analysis, and then you can see all files present in that evidence file. So first we can view the directory-wise view, which has all the documents. And we can also preview by clicking on it, which also showcases the metadata, having the date created, date modified, and access time informations with the hash value, with like MD5, SHA1 to SHA256, and the path where the data is stored. Also, we do have malware analysis, so we can process it, and this is based on Yara rules. So if the signature matches to any malware, so that detail will be shown here. So as you can see, there are no malware detected. Any duplicate files, if present, will be shown here with file name, file path, and the timestamps. OCR information. So for now, I'm not run OCR on this information. Any AI context part. So if the OCR has been run and the system has the text has identified any text, so we can also do AI summarization on it. Next is extension wise view. So if we want to view only certain types of extensions, so say we only want to view any PDF, I only want to view a PDF, so I'll just click on documents, click on PDFs, and I'll be only viewing PDFs. Right. Then there is search option, so we can have search filters from select the date range from to We can also select that if signature value is matched or not matched. Select size range of the file, that if you want to include file more than 1 GB or less. Again, we have different types of categories, that is application data, archive, backups, data, contacts, email files, logs, graphics, multimedia, etc. Then we have the keyword search option. I'll just clear all. So I've already created a list, and I'll just use that list. So this is the keyword list. So I'll just click on agreement, and any keyword hit on this certain word will be shown here. So containing the license files. So this is fast, insurance, personal, Aadhaar, addresses. So after viewing, clicking the certain keyword list, and if I want to view, again I can click on it and view it with the metadata information, any duplicate file present if any, a contextualization, commenting. So if there are multiple people working in a similar cases, so I can also comment, just like WhatsApp chat we use. So I can comment, tag someone, like I'll just tag Vinay sir.
You're on caps lock.
Yeah, and I'll click on status. So I'll just click on important and then post. So he'll be viewing this in his own workstation, and he'll be assigned with this particular file, as you can see here. And if I found this important, I can also bookmark this by clicking on bookmark tag, enter a tag.
Private information.
Yeah.
And you can give multiple tags and further sort it at your will.
Like that. You can also comment if you want to comment here, and then click on add tags, and that bookmark will be shown in reporting bookmark parts. Next is keyword search option again. So we have two keyword search options, that is regular keyword search and optional keyword search. First, I'll go through the regular keyword search option. So I'll just select the case, the evidence I've uploaded in that particular case. If I want to give a name, you can give it a name option, that is optional. I have already created a keyword list. I'll just create, select fuzzy or whole. I'll be selecting whole, and then click proceed. Yes. So this is giving me a brief summary, which includes case details, the evidence details, and a search summary. So total number of keyword hits, individual hits, and list of hits. So you'll be able to see it in detail. You can also directly export all the keyword search summary from here. You can view all files. So you'll be able to see where the keyword has been searched and hit. You can also preview that file. As you can see, this for DOB, that is date of birth. I'll just magnified. Yes. So DOB and name that has been hit over here. So in this particular evidence file, I have run OCR. So that is why it is reading in this JPEG format. We can also view different parts. So that is all for the keyword search. Next is activity timeline. So I've already
Quickly,
created
operational keywords as well, Kirti, quickly,
Oh, yes,
because for the interest of time, we are already past 8 o'clock and we have
Yes.
Nirikshan also to be shown. So you can, Prithvi, if I can run through it a bit faster, is it okay?
Yes, sir, please. Yeah.
A lot of people are waiting for so long. So the regular keywords is like single keywords, but operational keywords are more like you want to find Vinay Vishwanath, but you do not want to find lab systems associated with it. So it has and, or, and not logic inbuilt into it. In the top right hand side, if you look at, we have a right block which has been highlighted. So the right block is a default screen which you see on top of the entire MyFRT. We have a software write blocker inbuilt such that if you use this particular in a write block mode and connect pen drive or anything, that doesn't get impacted. All of this information and files can be seen inside an activity timeline as well. Prithvi, activity timeline. I'm audible. Yeah.
I've already created timeline.
Yes. If you have already created, you can make it view. So you have multiple parameters in which you put in the timeline. So what hits have come in which date and that kind of a modus operandi. Understanding more about that data is something which is there, and you can also search, classify, filter, and see the graph and understand with respect to the time parameters. All of this can be exported via export options. Can you showcase export, please?
Yes, I've not exported something, so I'll just export.
Yeah. I think Irfan and Ramesh have dropped off. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Sir, we can take 10 more minutes, right? I hope it is fine.
Yeah, sure, sir. Please continue.
So you can see in terms of, okay, there is also filter and analysis. Can you showcase mail artifacts and event log, please? So mail artifacts is somewhere where we look at all the emails. So you want to do any kind of PII finding inside emails. So you can find that in the entire Exchange server or any kind of account that you are looking at. Event log analysis, browser artifacts, which are generally for forensic-based investigation. All of these features are incorporated in one single solution of MyFRT. So whatever kind of case you have, so from a lawyer perspective, your cross questioning on top of an evidence at the lower court becomes much more effective of what information they have seen, what they have not seen, what they have reported, not reported, and the user interface is built for anyone. Means someone who is a 10th, 12th standard or a constable from vernacular medium, for him also or her to use this, we have made that entire process very easy. So we have export options. Can you show the bookmark? So you can see the entire information about the export. In the bookmark, the different bookmarks that you have created and tagging that has happened with respect to PII and others, like you are seeing on the screen, the tags that is being seen. You can go to different kind of artifacts level as well and look at different kinds of bookmarks in different artifacts, because in a large kind of a case, 20 people working on it, you need to have a bit of segregated approach as well. Then we have the report section. The report, you have multiple automated reports which is already available, and when it is used by law enforcement agencies, Prithvi, do you have a report that we can view? Already exported one?
Yes. So this is the bookmark report that I made. So I only selected a few bookmarks and exported the results. So this is fully automated reporting, so which includes the case details, the examine and review name, the table of contents, which is the index data, which is index, the evidence detail, the evidence name, like folders, the evidence added on, the annexures and attachments. So at the time of case folder creation, so if we had attached any attachments, so the file name with description and the hash value will be calculated and be shown here. For now, I have not added, so it is not shown. So I've exported all files artifacts. That is, I've selected the bookmark. So this was the bookmark, and this is showing me all the details. like modified time, created time, access time with different hash values and the metadata it has.
Thank you, Prithvi.
Yes.
Just last one settings wala ek cheez, and then we can move to the Nirikshan wala part.
Yes.
So this is all the license details that you have, storage information, time zone based settings, what is running, what is not running, if you want to download the server logs, if you want to see. So all kind of information, what is with respect to your system can be seen inside the settings as well very clearly. And you can perform multiple operations of clearing your temporary file and everything for faster processing. Very quickly, in the interest of time, I will jump off to the Prithvi. Thank you so much, here. Thank you so much for the
Thank you,
great
sir.
demo.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Just wait for a minute if there's any questions. I will like to share my screen now, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Thank you. Is my scene screen? Screen. So this is Nirikshan. Prithvi, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. So this is a 12-step process, getting clear idea about what this is there. It is to have someone who is understand what this survey is authorized to answer this, and will answer this honestly and best to their knowledge. When you start this assessment, you have multiple information that has to be put, form-based information. 2.6. There's example, telecom utilities. You're looking at India, GDPR and EU maybe. Business purpose. We can write our entire goal of that audit. So does this have a unit tracking number or anything? The location of the survey. Stakeholder organization example, I would like to put Navi sir. And whatever is the information of the person who is taking that survey along with the details such that we can uniquely identify to that person again. Again, you have a lot of other questions. What is it a government body? It is not a government body. Is it processing? Is it non-statutory kind of a thing, core, and different other question and answers, which is there in terms of the entire assessment. We can have, share the brochure to the entire team where you can look through that. And if it is something which eases your entire process of doing an audit, and all of this information, whatever you are selecting, it is not going on cloud, it is remaining only and only in your workstation. So you can do what is the kind of assessment and different things that you want to do. How is the data lineage coming in? Each of this has a certain teaching and has a certain kind of an awareness which gets created in terms of for the user while taking the survey. So is it a data fiduciary, joint fiduciary? Does it engage in data processing or not? So when you select these options, depending upon the selections, there are multiple other questions that come in terms of using that entire process. And all of this information of whatever you are taking in location, health information, you are taking image edit, you are processing HR information. Is the data identifiable? Yes. So how are you, what is the kind of organization processing that happens in terms of the data? Different categories whose data is getting processed. Is it being shared by third party? If yes, you have to enter the information. If it is not, then you do not have to put that information. If it is hosting outside the country, whenever such kind of questions are getting answered in yes, no, and unknown, a risk profile is getting generated. And I have a flow here. So here in the progress bar, multiple such questions get answered, and it is a 12-step assessment process. And entire retention policy of the data, will it be used, reused? If it is reused, then why, when it will be reused, the data information, where the during the assessment, were the stakeholders consulted, not consulted? If they were consulted, then which stakeholders were consulted during it? If not, then no. So all these ensures that the assessment was done with the right people. In terms of, we take specific information of whether children's data is getting processed. If you say that it is getting processed, you can see there are multiple other questions. If you say no, then it is that, is there age gating, which is there in terms of, is it required for 18 years and above, and that kind of an information. So if you are guardian or anything, so what kind of interface is there for the guardian as well, if it is child information? Then what is the, how are you processing data? Is it via consent, contract? Is it a legal obligation, public function, or whatever that is? Can the user opt in, opt out, kind of a, is there withdrawal of consent which is available? Is this test being performed, whether it is being justified? Just in time notices are being there. Transparency of data, is it given? Cloud processing, any kind of cloud processing that could harm individual, if there, then what is the potential harms that you have identified? If no, is data collection being minimized? If yes, then great. No. Algorithmic biasness is there to discriminate with respect to AI agents or any kind of that. So security based checking, encryption at rest, encryption as transit, anonymization of data, how it is doing anonymization of data, what is the privilege that an employee has in the need to know basis. Then what is the technical measures that the user has taken in terms of different kind of parameters to ensure that the data is safe. There are measures, you can write it in detail. So what are the rights which are getting processed for the user whose your data you are handling? So that entire process. If there is a breach, do you have a process in place? Anonymization, is it reversible or not reversible? Re-identification of information, if you are collecting analytics data or anything, is it possible or not possible? Incident response plan, manual overrides, all this can be entered. So this impact assessment is purely enabling us to ensure that when we go for a data discovery, we have all the information that we need. So after safeguards, is the risk acceptable? So this is more of in terms of, after understanding all this risk, is there anything which the user wants to do further for the risk profile, which they themselves have now got aware of? So if there is an insurance, no insurance, so what is the residual risk? What are the risk drivers? This, when it has a rightful entry, it will properly show with respect to the logic. Now we have just randomly added something. And then it will create an entire assessment kind of a form. Who is doing this audit, the approver and everything. And once the rightful information is there and you click on the finalization, there will be a PDF file with the exact information of the entire form that you have filled in a structured way given to you. So, hello, am I audible, or can you just close everything?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, great. So, sir, that's from our side, and I have already taken 20 minutes more. I would just like to ask if there's anything specific that anyone in the session wants to ask. Kindly give a few minutes for questions. Sure, sir. I hope my screen was seen during the presentation.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. So we have touched base on both the software. One is in terms of the impact assessment. The second is in terms of data discovery. And we believe that when these two amalgamate together in terms of form-based assessment and pure data-driven decisions, it can really empower an organization rightfully, not just in terms of private information. This could be health records. There are different kind of data protection laws across the globe. So, being aware to thanks to the assessment and being forensically and factually right. Thanks to the data discovery process enables the organization. And apart from that, if there is any data leak or anything of that sort, the investigation cycle, we can make use of MyFRT and various other tools depending upon the modus operandi to ensure that the case gets resolved. Navi sir, I would like to have your thoughts and views, sir, first. How did you like the presentation or anything specific that we should consider or add in our solution?
Okay, Vinay, say one thing I want to say is your company has been in the forensic field for a long, long time. Okay. And
Yes, sir.
as far as the NCase is concerned, you are the only company who was having the license for NCase. Now, you have tried to actually convert that experience of forensic discovery of evidence into discovery in the data protection scenario. Okay. I personally felt that it's a overkill here. Okay. See, the objective of forensic data discovery is different. Objective of discovery of personal data for the purpose of creating a data inventory leading to DPDPA compliance is different. Okay. So I think probably you should think of working on, say, let us say, if the discovery was related to a data breach, then your forensic software will directly be relevant. In the case of a suspected data breach, you have to confirm whether data breach is real or not, what is the root cause, and such things. Okay. So I think you need to actually make it much, much simpler if you want to they have this kind of a product being looked at by the data protection professionals. The data protection professionals are not experts in forensic science. Okay, to be frank with you, they are perhaps security people. There are many people here. My view is that all data protection people are not forensic experts. Okay, so some of the things which you discussed today, I think was perhaps not within the grasp of the audience. So I think you need to actually reorient this particular product for data protection purpose by simplifying it. What we need in discovery, in data protection, okay, is I have all these multiple, say, databases, unstructured containers of data and other things. Now, I need to identify what is qualifying as a PII under the Indian Data Protection Act, and that PII needs to be pulled out into a separate data inventory. Okay. Now, then of course the classification of the data, tagging it with various things will come. So for that kind of discovery, of course, in the case of unstructured data, you say you are talking of OCR and other things. Maybe it is one of the strategies you can use, but you also have to look at the resource requirements for an OCR analysis of documents and take out the personal data elements. I think that has to be discussed separately. whether, say, suppose I have got 1 million records in terms of emails and other things, all of which we can call as unstructured, whether I will be able to have the time and resources to do OCR verification. I don't know. The other technology people can tell me whether that is the normal way by which unstructured data is identified. Under our DGPSI, we have actually devised a bypass to this. Okay, today is not the time to discuss that, but we know that technically it is very difficult to identify the unstructured data within certain data elements. Okay, OCR can be a solution, but it may be useful in an investigative scenario, but it may not be practical in a normal running operations. That is one this thing. And secondly, in the case of discovering personal data for the purpose of creating data inventory, you should think whether this tool will be perhaps a little overkill for the requirement. I don't know. Others can tell me. I think people like Sudarshan or others can tell me. So this is my feedback. I know Mr. Venkateshan for last 25 years. Okay, so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In cyber law area, we're discussing, and he was, of course, NCase has been the preferred product everywhere in the police thing. Now, that experience is good, but I think you need to see how you can transport that experience into the data protection area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Yes, sir. We will, so as I understand, and I very point well taken, sir. I made some notes for as well. So, like the way we have a few set of user interface for which is defined for finding a mail and everything, we can have a specific set of page which is for PII. And when a DPD officer kind of a person uses MyFRT, he need not view at 10-15 menu options. Instead of that, he focuses only on a menu which is for PII. And in that, we can have a certain set of easy to self-explanatory kind of a user interface, which is for the user.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for spending the time. I think our people had an exposure to how forensic view of data discovery happens. Okay. So it's a different perspective. It's fine. Okay. Thank you.